Well, it makes me think of a journey. I think something that you have to overcome. I don't think it's a problem.
I think of all the people that I know, they may be disabled or might have a disability, but they're still able to live like normal humans.
The first word that comes to mind is underestimated. People think of the word disability and think that it means that you are incapable of something or just not as able to do different things. They think that it limits you. And I don't believe that a disability is a limit in any sort of way. I think that it encourages you to think in different ways about approaching things, but it can never stop you from doing anything.
Think about like, it's trying to like tell them like, you can be different and still be normal. Like, there's nothing different about you. Like, you the same, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just trying to like tell them like, it's okay to be you, basically.
I think of that we should raise awareness for the disabled, because not many people know about the disabilities that goes around in the world. Everyone's just kind of oblivious to it and kind of throws the word around like it has no meaning.
I think that disability awareness is something that, it's been an important part of my life, not necessarily for the people around me, because I've had to advocate for myself. That means that disability awareness to me is something that's very much internal, something that I need to understand before I can help others understand.
Well, my sophomore year of high school, I got a traumatic brain injury playing soccer. I got hit in the head several times with the soccer ball, and so at first it gave me really bad headaches, and then it affected my focus, it made me fatigued and nauseous, and I wasn't able to come to school for a while, and I got very behind in my classes. I was in AP classes and I had to drop those, and I was going through a hard time, and my mom and I decided we were going to apply for an IEP, so no.
I have a son, Hans, who when he was 4 weeks old, got what they believe was bacterial meningitis, and he almost died. It started on a Sunday, and Wednesday night we didn't know if he was going to live through the night with that. And so something was attacking his brain, destroying the nerve cells, some sort of meningitis. And his left hemisphere was largely wiped out with that. So he became medically stable, he came home, and obviously was delayed in learning a lot of things, but then it turns out he was having constant seizures in the left hemisphere that were constantly going. So 4 years ago, the doctors at Duke did a left side hemispherectomy. So he's only his right hemisphere is functioning.
My brother, he has autism, so like learning about like how to get used to like being with him and knowing like what he wants and stuff. So that kind of like helped me know what a disability was. And then like going to school too, cause like when you see like the ones with disability that's not in like our regular classes, like they like walk in the hallway and stuff, and like they're not like the same as we are. So it kind of like tells me what they do have a disability and stuff.
My mom and dad are both hearing impaired, so that's considered a disability. And my cousin Jalen has autism, so I'm pretty well, I'm experienced with disabilities because I know sign language myself due to my mom being deaf. And then also my cousin Jalen has autism, so I know how to deal with him, but they're just like normal people. They just have a slight disability. Like my cousin Jalen, he may be autistic, but he's able to still do math really well. He may be in the 7th grade, but he's in a higher math than I am, and I'm a senior in high school. My mom is hearing impaired, but she's still able to drive. She's still able to go around in public and shop for herself and talk to other people for herself.
I wasn't born like this or anything, and I don't think I would mind if it was. Maybe I would be a little bit more understanding more earlier on in my age, but I went through a horrible accident when I was younger, which caused me to have brain injury, which classified me right away. My vision disabilities, physical disabilities, and I did not let that affect me. I didn't want that to affect me. I refused to use the word disability. When someone asked me, I would always like, no, no, no. But then I noticed all these resources available. I mean, people that can help me be in the same pace or try to be in the same pace as everyone else, so I don't feel quite as down as I used to be, because I can't necessarily run, can't necessarily see as far. I may know the answers, but just because of my disability, I can't see it, or I can't process it quite as fast.
I'm so far, I have class like CA that help me do my work. Like when I can't do it at home, I can do it in CA class because I work and I do school too. So I can get my work done in CA class. And I have like certain settings so that way if I don't understand something, I can get like help from a teacher, or I can get time extended for like a certain assignments.
Teachers help me with stuff I'm not sure about when I don't know. So, hey teacher, I can say Miss Bridgers, Miss Hatchard, Miss Shaka, Miss Voss. I'm not sure about this. Can you walk me through this, please? Because I'm not sure. I even say this to a friend. Hey friend, can you walk me through this?
If I didn't have Miss Bridges' help, I would need help with a lot of stuff.
Right, so a little bit of background. I have a condition called slow processing disorder, and what that means is that essentially I take a little bit more time to understand some concepts than other students might. So while one student might be sitting in the classroom and understand within one single class period and understand a concept well, I would take a little bit more time, maybe a couple of days, in order to process that. But once I do that, I can really understand that concept thoroughly and apply it well. So it's just a different way of thinking. My brain works differently than what most other people would expect. And because of that, I've had to ask teachers to adjust slightly as to how I approach things. I'm going to need a little more time on tests, I need a little more time on an assignment in order to make sure that I can do things right, because otherwise I just don't have enough time to process all that information.
Like, I'm good at social stuff, and I'm good at like reading and stuff. But sometimes I can actually struggle in reading too, because I don't like if it's a word I don't get, like I kind of messes up, and like my teacher would tell me what it is and stuff. So that's like kind of one of my strengths and stuff.
My strengths are like I'm hard worker, and working, like staying focused. Sometimes it's easy depending on like where I'm at, but it's also at the same time hard because I get distracted easily. And so like I guess that would be kind of in the middle between strengths and weaknesses. And one of my weaknesses are studying, because like I'm a very study person. I don't like studying.
I see the world differently because of this. I'm not as well, I never was judgmental, but I mean, I have more understanding towards why people are not grouped, just like in general.
Because if you're not disabled, you don't really need the part there, because the people who are disabled or like need that parking space, they have a reason, or like they have to have like a past really to prove that they need that parking space because they're hurt. Like my mom, she's in the Army and she hurt her I think it was her knee. And so now she has a parking space because she be in so much pain sometimes that she can't walk and she has to use a cane. So I get around because it hurts her.
I just think that that becomes a little bit unfair to those who really do need it. It becomes a matter of, it's at that point when it really becomes a disability, because the reason that we have all of these things put in place, things like IEPs, 504s, all of these different, separate parking spaces, all these different things that we have established are because of these people who have disabilities, who are not able to do something in one particular way. And these spaces, these different programs allow them to do things in a way that's relatively normal, where they don't have to jump through hoops to do something. And to deny them that space, I think, is really what causes that disability. That is what makes them disabled. It is when people who are perfectly capable of doing something refuse to do things in a way that is slightly more difficult for them, because someone who is not capable has something that is able to give them that little bit of an edge to do things at a normal pace.